What it do, y'all? It's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am Junes, the original for the Bantus by blood, not by converge. You know I'm out here to splurge with the what? With the word. Want to give all praise and glory to our heavenly parents, for they are worthy to be praised. Last but not least, want to give a shout out to all those that's been tuning in, subscribing. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, follow me on all of these podcast platforms that allow me to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and of course, you heathenites. Next round of applause for that. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes. And we are here. And I know I usually come on 12, 1 o'clock. But today, I'm sitting back doing what I'm doing and listening to Umdala speak. And I just wanted to just land back on what he brought out today, right? So you see the title. The title is quite clear, right? What is your DNA? And I'm asking this to the so-called or wannabe Black Hebrew Israelites. I want you to be able to tell me what is your DNA. How can you trace and prove that you are the so-called Hebrew Israelites? How can you do that? And when you look deep into that question, don't give me the rebuttals or the runarounds or the runaways, I like to call it, where you'll say things like, well, we don't know, we can't focus on genealogy. But if you're not focusing on genealogy, then how are you able to determine who is the 12 tribes based on what you guys are saying? But in the same token, you're going to tell me that I should not focus on genealogy. So again, please, I'm going to ask this question again. What is you guys' DNA? So I wanted to pull out some pictures and some information that you guys could just sit back and meditate on this. So when we finish with today's broadcast, I want you guys to ask yourself, what is your DNA? And when you see the stories and the things that is written, is it written by people that look like you, talk like you, dress like you, come from where you come from? Or is it written and given to you by the same people you want to be just like? So when you try to be like somebody, right? Basically, you're not claiming, you're copying. Meanwhile, we know that these people are copying, but yet we holding on to whatever teachings, and we believe that, look, man, look, God left that for us to find suit. And listen, I'm gonna say this because I used to teach this. Like, I really was the brother that will be quick to point fingers and say, no, you're this, no, you're that, et cetera, et cetera. But then when that question gets asked upon me, my rebuttal was, well, you can't focus on genealogy. Christ is gonna divide, he's gonna separate the et cetera to the et cetera. And that's the same script that we've been hearing for the last I don't know how many years. But now that we're reaching a point where these so-called individuals that's claiming to be the original people are now being exposed to the world for the wickedness that they're doing, the killings, the robberies, right, the dropping of bombs, the false incarcerations of individuals taking over locations, right? And now these individuals got you believing that this is prophetic and this is prophecy. Like, look, see, this is the most high. Because you know, a lot of these brothers call on different deities. You know, we got one that says the most high, the other one says Allah, the other one says Ahaya, the other one says Yah, Yahweh, Yahushu, Kuku, Luku, Pupu. Yeah. So we all going through all of that. We calling on this and we saying, look, it's prophetic, man. Our time is coming. And a question that I ask is, who's going to be saved? Especially if you guys can come on one accord and come into one agreement, meaning calling on one particular name, because he didn't give Moses 15 different names. So if you're calling on one and he's calling on the other and he's calling on something else, then ask yourself, what is really being done? You understand what I'm saying to you? You got to ask yourself those questions. What is being done? You understand? So I'm gonna pull some things up and we're just go through it, right? So I decided to go online and I typed in the simple, what is the DNA of the Hebrew Israelites? That's what I looked up, right? And it gave me a lot of things. But then I also looked up what is the DNA of the African people, black people in general, right? And this is what popped up. So let me put this here. Let me put this here. Move this to the side. So as you guys can see, as you guys can see, I hope you guys can see, right? So I just want you to see the location of where Adam was created. So as you can see, it's here. It's not in the Middle East, because you know they give us the story that it took place in the Middle East. They give us the story that what's the other story that we was told that he was out in Turkey, up in the Euro Asias and those areas. We get everything, right? So I just wanted you guys to see that this is based on their research, because this is how brothers and sisters like to gather their information. You gather your information, or should I say your sources come from what they provide. So according to what they provide, they're telling you that Adam is here. Okay. So Adam is here, and when you look into the map, that's like the Congo area. You know, that's literally the same area where our big brother was murdered at. Part of it is also the same area where you can find uh 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 Zimbabwe and the remaining walls. They call it the walls of Zimbabwe, but we know it's the walls of Jerusalem, because you know Jerusalem goes from the east all the way to the west, right? So, but we're not gonna dwell on that. We're just gonna continue going on, right? So here's Adam, right? And as you can see, everything is E1. You got the E1, B1, right? And then you got the E1, B1A, and then you got the E1, B1A going down, right? So when you look into the word, right? This is where Terah's land, Abram's father was from, right? So that means if Abram's father was here, right? That means Noah was also here. See, when the ship landed, it landed over here, right above, right in between the Congo, right in between South Africa and and the Congo. In this area, this is where it landed. This is where you're gonna get all that. This is why all the animals are found here, right? All the animals. You're not finding no animals up here. You can't find no record that shows that a lion or a tiger, any animal, migrated from there. Because if you're saying it came from Turkey, then it had to migrate from here all the way down to here. You're not going to be able to find that. So since we're unable to find that, then that means that this information is inaccurate because it has to go with modern times, right? Lions are they don't migrate. Wherever they at, that's where they at. They don't say, yeah, man, it's too hot over here. We going there. Oh, it's too cold over here. We going there. And if you believe the 3,000, 4,000 year story or the earth is 1 billion years old, then you beyond lost. And this awakening is not for you. You need to continue following whatever these heathens is bringing forth. Listen to Sigmund Freud, and you're going to end up exactly where Sigmund Freud is at. And I promise you, he's not in the heavens. Let us continue. Right? So as you can see, Adam is here. Terah is here. That means if this is the area where Abram dwelt, Terah dwelt, and this is the area where Adam is at. This is the area where Nimrod and everybody was at. Because I don't want to get you guys confused, but I gotta tell you the truth, right? So when the Noah and the ark landed, right? The ark landed, Noah was here, right? He gave Shem this whole western region is for Shem, and the whole right region was for Japheth. Okay. Now we're not going to get into the story at hand. We're going to save that for another time. But for educational purposes, we're going to keep it in Lame's terms, right? So this is where Shem went. This is where this is where Japheth went, right? Shem followed Noah. That's why Shem became the Melchizedek, because he was the predecessor after his father, right? Okay. So we all know that Noah is a colored man based on the Vanderbilt dictionary, right? It says that Noah was the father of the Negroes. Shem was the father of the Negroes, and also Ham, right? I forgot how the story goes, but basically they're saying Ham was black, Shem was black, so that means Japheth was black, right? So now the whole story, we know that it's taking place according to black people, right? So now when you look into the DNA of black people carry this E1, B1A, E1, B1B. So the E1, B1A could be Shem, could be Japheth, either or. But that's the DNA that they carry. As you can see, this is them and they going this way. See the E1? You see the E1 going this way, the B1 going that way. You see that? So this is how they cause the confusion when they put things like C. What is C? Right? Then you got the H. Then you got the MNNOP, right? You see the R1A, the R1B, right? These are we're not gonna we're not gonna go too deep. This basically let it be known that these aren't Adam's children. As you can see, I'm showing you. Okay? You could believe this nonsense with this. What is this? I don't know what this is. F? F? No. Stop. The F stands for foolishness. The F stands for, I don't want to use profanity, but you know what it stands for. Okay? The C stands for counterfeit, convicts. Right? These are these things. These are all these letters. I want to focus on the E1, B1, and you see the direction where it's going. Right? Cool. I'm gonna show you another one. So let me take this down. We just getting started. We getting started. Let's put this one on. Okay. Okay. Now, again, I want to know if you guys are claiming to be these people. I want to know who is who. So here's the Ashkenaz. That's all up here. I just showed you Noah. Here's the Ashkenaz, all up here. Here's the Sephardic, all here. All here. Right? Here's the Mizraim, all here. When you see this little area right here, I'm gonna zoom in. I want you guys to pay attention. I'm gonna zoom in. You see, it says independent grouping. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in. Oh, I can't. But you see this area right here? What is that? Isn't that the location that you guys are claiming to be? Right? So and look, even these Ethiopia, this is Ethiopia right here. Like I tell you guys, I gotta do my research on these Ethiopians because I think, and this is just me. I'm not saying this is a fact. This is just what I believe. I think that these are the seed of Esau. I believe so. I believe the Ethiopians was working with these brothers because when you look up into the history and the Romans' first resting place, they was in Ethiopia working with the Ethiopians. They wasn't working with the children of Akobi. Don't listen to all the story. Pay attention to what was said, right? Right? So, and when you see how the Ethiopians are now embracing this independent grouping, right? Map of Jewish, right? Ethnicity, origin, country. So it's telling you the origin of where they come from. Okay. So you see independent here, independent there, independent here, independent there, independent here, independent there, independent here. And the area where they claim where we black people's claiming where we come from is also independent. So the question remains, which one are you? And how are you able to prove it? Right? We're not gonna say we can't focus on genealogy when your whole pitch to the people is from a chart that's basing things off genealogy. Now, I want to show you something. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back into the Adam. The reason why I want to go back into the Adam, because I want you guys to see something. Right? Let me zoom in. Part of my face. I'm gonna hide myself because I want you guys to see it. Okay. So we know the E1B1, right? You see what's up here. You see the R1B, R2. This is all in the 12A. This is all here, right? Now, the Spaniards, Christopher Columbus, comes from here. Don't come from here. Doesn't come where Adam is from. Comes from here. So then, how are you now going to tell us, that the 12 tribes, that the Hispanics and every single person is part of the so-called biblical people when their ancestors comes from a different location, they come from a different region? And yes, I have the information and I posted up the video that you guys can see on your own time where I show you that prior to Christopher Columbus showing up to the western side of the world with his thousands of men, there was 7.5 million people, no disease, living peacefully, minding their own business. That man came, and by the time he was done, it was only 200 people left. So out of those 200 people, this man and his people was, infusing themselves within those individuals. So if a man, and we going based on what the word says, if you are of the seed of your father, And it was thousands of men that was laying with the woman, killing the men and the children, and reproducing, ethnic cleansing. So then, how can you now tell me that you are part of a so called chart or tribe that we know has no connection with you? See, when I say these things, people get offended. And it's not to be offended, it's to really stop asking questions and demanding answers because things are not making sense. And then when I bring this up, brothers will tell me that I should now focus on genealogy and that our Savior will divide the lines. But when you selling this Hebrew talk to the people, where do you go? You go into a chart that, by the way, was created by a man. And I have the videos. I should post up the video. I have the video with the man, the original person, the original people say, hey man, why are you telling the people that, man? You know that's not true. And the response was, you know we doing that. That's the bait. So basically, you selling that to bait people into an organization. And now the next question that I ask is, the people that's being baited into the organization, who's capitalizing from this organization? Because the last time I checked, the people that's taking their hard-earned money and investing into these organizations are still the tail and not the head, and supposedly keeping every single law, but yet still suffering like everybody else. So the question remains, who's selling us the lie? Who's confusing us? Let us continue. Share this. Make sure you share this with your loved ones too, right? Because you know Instagram, YouTube ain't gonna want this to come out. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna want this to come out. But we're gonna continue. There's the next one. Okay. Where's the next one? Let's pull this out. Let's start with this one. Okay. So, Abram is E1. Okay. So if his DNA is E1, then his son Ishmael supposed to be E1, just like Isaac supposed to be E1. There's no, well, it's a difference and it doesn't matter, or there's a no, no, no. We're gonna put that to rest. No longer are you going to feed us lies. I don't care about the skin tone, the color. All that is complete BS. All that is foolery that was told by the enemy. Okay, Abram's name was changed for one reason and one reason name only. His name was changed so every single person can have tabs into this so-called prophecy, because they was coming out with a book to keep the children, the actual people, under control. All right. Every name that was changed in the Bible, okay, play a prominent role in all religion. Let me say that again. Every name that was changed in the Bible play a prominent role in all religion. Abram name was changed to Abraham to 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 pay homage to their father Ham. Okay, let's get it right. Pay homage to their father Ham, and to allow the seed of Ham to be the authority over the word. Okay, because that's how the Arabs was able to have authority. Yes, all of these people are related. The Chinese, the Arabs, the Europeans, the Hispanics. All of these people are all related. All related. All related. Don't listen to the narrative. And when you pay attention, if you want to go based according to the word, it says you should know them by their fruits. How are their fruits towards us? They're bitter, they're angry, they have disgust for us. In Puerto Rico right now, one of the most impoverished places in the world is where black people live. Right? When you go into the Middle East, in the Gaza Strip, where all this chaos is going on, they already got a community called Slave Town. okay, where 11,000 Afro so-called Palestinians are living under severe watch. Okay, okay, all right. Out in Mexico, racism as well. Okay, Argentina, the population upon black people is 3%. Okay, okay. These are individuals we're proclaiming to be one of us. Okay. So when I say the things that I'm saying and brothers get offended, it's not for you to be offended. It's for you to really start paying attention. There's something called common sense, and I believe, and this is just me saying this, I believe that religion was created to take away common sense. Because guess what? Our common sense is gone, beyond gone. And could we ever get it back? I don't know, because you still want to drink the blood. And when you drink the blood from according to the word, you are a dub. You are disconnected from amongst the people. You could read that in Leviticus 17, verse 10. Let us continue. So Abram's name was changed to Abraham, right? To justify, to allow these people. Let me bring this down a little bit. To allow these people to be the authority over our spiritualness, right? Our spiritual understanding and connection with our heavenly ones is in the guidance of them. They the ones that said, look, man, look, read this book. Everything that's given to us was given to us by them, whether it's from the Quran, whether it's from the KJV, whether it's from whatever. They the ones that's given us this record. This is the reason why we're still struggling, because we still have not uncovered the true understanding. Now we are, right? Shout out to Umdala, shout out to the big bro, shout out to every single person that's putting their time out and really diving deep to gather this information to give it to us to set us free, even myself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, I'm still a baby compared to the brothers and sisters that's been doing this. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm starting to have a clear vision. I could see now how the song go. I can see clearly now. The lies is gone. It's gonna be a bright righteous day. So I can see now. So I'm seeing these things now. So I'm able to put the pieces together and say, wait, hold on. If I know me and my brother right now went to go take a test, whether I was born before him or after, if me and my brother went to go take a test, me and him will carry the same DNA. Especially if we come from the same father, same mother, I'm going to carry the same DNA. So Noah had to carry the same DNA that who carried? Enoch carried, right? That Lamech carried, that Adam carried, that the Father carried. So all that same DNA must get passed. It doesn't change. So where did the change come from? I'ma leave that for another class. Tune in for December conversations, man. Every seventh day at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I come on and I keep my foot on these heathens, Hebrews, and heathenites next. I am Mr. Can't Be Disputed. I am Mr. You2 wanna ban and shadow ban to the highest order. But it's okay. It's gonna be all right, because we the ones that's gonna lead the children of Akobi to the righteous light, and that's Sunini Nanini, no other name. Okay, let us continue. So as you can see, right, Abram is E1. So that means Ishmael is E1. That means Isaac is E1. That means that Jacob, Akobi, is going to be E1. That means Esau is going to be E1. So when you look into the European genealogy, as I showed you, when you look into the European genealogy, Let me hide this. Bring this out. No, not this one. When you look into the genealogy, you will see that we do not carry the same DNA. So if we're not carrying the same DNA, how can you now tell me that we are related? So when I see you, I don't when and this is no disrespect because we're living in such sensitive times where people get so emotional. This is no disrespect, right? Don't call me a racist. Don't say I'm doing this. Don't say I'm preaching hate. I'm not preaching nothing but truth. Okay? When I see a European and I don't see myself in them and they don't see themselves in me. The only connection that we have is the fact that we could stand up and walk and talk. Okay? We don't dress the same. We don't act the same. We don't talk the same. We don't make love the same. Everything is different from us. And it's on purpose, right? You don't see a lion looking at you don't see a lion looking at a tiger and say, "Man, you got stripes and I don't have it." But you my brother, though I love you. No, we don't see that. You don't see an elephant trying to stare down a rhino and say, "Man, your tusks look better than mine. Why yours?" and etc. You don't see a moose looking at a deer saying, "How come your I don't know what they call them things on the top of their head, the technicals or the whatever. Why yours look better than mine?" But everybody's just different, right? So the question that I asked for the Hebrew Israelites, right? If you're claiming to be these people, then who are you? Where can I find you? Where can I find you? Because according to history, according to DNA, the E1B1 is all in Africa. But you're claiming to come from an area that has I, J, G, F, H, T, elemental P, R2, R1A. So which one are you? And we know that Adam comes from the Holy Land, comes from the soil, that place called Africa that you guys are claiming to be the seed of Ham. So is Adam a Hamite? Because if Adam is a Hamite, that means Steph was a Hamite. That means Enoch was a Hamite. That means Noah was a Hamite. That means Japheth was a Hamite. You get what I'm saying? You see, you see how it's not starting to make sense now. You got wait, hold on. Well, he do have a point. Absolutely, I have a point. Now, after I made this point, are you going to use this point to burst a bubble of European lies off your mind? Or are you going to continue falling or believing or standing on this foolishness and stand on these street corners and preach this madness? And you're wondering why. You're wondering why your organizations, all of them, is coming into an end. You're wondering why your leaders can't speak this so-called Hebrew, which they've been a part of since the early 2000s. You're wondering why at this time that you seeing how these brothers are starting to look. They're starting to look sick. There's something going on. I don't know. I don't wanna, put things in the air, but individuals are starting to look sick, man. You supposed to, especially individuals that's keeping the laws, calling on the true name, you supposed to preserve your youth. Brothers are starting to look sick. Something is not adding up. Something is not making sense. So I'm just saying this to just say it. Listen, man. Is it the guilt that you guys know that y'all holding on to, that you refuse to tell the truth because you know saying the truth is gonna mess up with your pocket? So are you doing this for money, or are you doing this so you can have salvation, so we can have our freedom back, so we can have our kingdom back, so we can have order, restore the order back into this world that's fully destroyed and wicked, full of madness and sorcery? It's overtaking our community, our women, our children. Our men is not even men no more. Men is out here with Crocs and Glocks. Okay? Crocs and Glocks. T- Certified tough guy or registered nurse. Okay? Because that's what the Crocs was for. Registered people. Okay? Brothers want to be thugs and Uggs. Okay? And walk around with a mean mug. I'm trying to figure out where's all of this coming from. Complete confusion. And a lot of this confusion comes from this religion that us as people has been holding on to, that we refuse to let go. It's destroying us. It's destroying us. This Hebrew thing is destroying us because you guys still can't speak it. And I'm speaking primarily to these teachers that stand on front of these goddamn YouTubes every single day, every single Saturday, but can't speak a jot of it and telling us that we are this and we are that. If you've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years and you telling me that Hebrew is the holy tongue, I guess you're not holy enough because you're not doing the job to learn the holy tongue so you can communicate and have a full conversation with your creator in that so-called tongue. If you've been doing it for that long, make it make sense. Come on now. Make it make sense. So what's your DNA? And I want every single black person to tell me what's your DNA. Let's pull up a last one. And mine is okay. Twin sons. And I had a brother tell me, I think it was on Instagram or it was on Facebook. No, it was Instagram. He was a IUIC member. And like I said before, I don't argue nor debate anybody that drank blood. You are a vampire. You are a dub, according to what was said from up above. I can't have conversation with you until you put down the blood and stop trying to be a thug and stop using this false love and take it like a man. Then you won't understand on how to really keep the Lord's, or should I say the Father's command. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Father, say it one time for the one time. That's him saying that for you. Wake up, right? So the brother tells me that Esau is the white man. So I said, if Esau is the white man, how is Esau the white man? The brother tells me because he came out red. You know how many people I know come out red? You know how many dark-skinned people I know come out red? You ever seen, and the question that I ask is, when you say these things, was you guys ever in the delivery room? My son is fully black. He came out red. He came out red and white. So what does that mean? My daughter came out red. So what does that mean? Right? I know dark-skinned people. When you see a child that's born dark-skinned, they come out red, looking like dark blood. Huh? Some of them, hey, not to mention when you giving birth, women give birth and the baby come out with blood all over them, red. So please, somebody explain to me the foolishness that you guys have been told for years. So because of that, that's why you say that. That's why Esau is the white man. When we look at the DNA for every European DNA does not have the same DNA. We do not have the same genetic makeup. So how are you now telling me that these people are related to us? Right? Hispanic people got more of a connection with the Europeans than they do with us. You know why? Like I said before, they are coming from the children of Christopher Columbus and his men. They're not telling you guys the full story. These people was running rapid, causing complete chaos and destruction all in the Western Hemisphere. And it was intentional. Okay? There was no story of, oh yeah, he wanted to go east and no, that's a lie. That's another lie that they gave you that we've been sucking up and eating for hundreds of years. That was a lie. They had full intentions to go west. Cause Marco Polo went west, went east already, right? So he was like, he went east, we going this way. They're not gonna tell you these stories. You gotta really look deep and look these things up to find this information. They went east, right? Marco Polo went east. he went west. Intentional. And when they went west, they went, right? When they went to scope it out. And when they went, they said, yo, we see gold. We see women. We can really establish our kingdom and our presence on these areas. And then they went back. When he went back, it was a big uproar. Like, yo, you found this? Oh, yes. Now I'm gonna invest more into your next expedition. So the next expedition, it went from you went there with 2-3 boats. Now this time you go in there with 11, 12, and you're gonna give this amount of people. And investors went along, preachers went along, a lot of mercenaries went along, army men went along. And when they went in there to cause complete terrorize. They terrorize everything. Like I said, we started off with 7.5 million people. By the time they was done, it was only 200 people left. Okay? And all these men was over here. Listen, I don't want to sound harsh, but I'm telling you the truth. All these men was dealing with little girls. Christopher Columbus was passing around 9-year-old children to his men. He said, man, you gonna like this one. And they was in there. Okay? Getting these young girls pregnant and taking these children. They wasn't claiming them. They just let them stay there. So pay attention to how these so-called Hispanic people came about, right? So the slave or the evil ones do what they do the evil, bring forth a child, right? Be a deadbeat to that child. Then that child now is amongst the people that looks like his mother. So when he gets older, he then is gonna marry a woman that looks like his mother. So then that child is gonna be a shade darker than he was prior, or is gonna remain a shade lighter than like you see right now. So here you go in the creation of your so-called Hispanic individuals. Okay? And the word and even Latin, okay? Latin, that Latin language, that's Lucifer's tongue, feminine, okay? They don't like when I say this. And I got a lot of Latino brothers, and ain't no love lost. I love you guys. I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's when I say, listen, don't pay attention to genealogy. Be a good person. Hopefully, mercy can come upon you, just like hopefully mercy could come upon me. But we're going to tell the truth how it is. And the truth is the information that these brothers was giving us over the last how many years is incorrect. Okay? It's incorrect. Okay? It's incorrect. If Adam is E1, that means Shem is going to be E1. That means Steph is going to be E1. That means Enoch going to be E1. That means Noah going to be E1. And if Adam came from Africa, let me show you the screen now. Hold on. Let me pull this up so we can pay attention to the story. Hold on. So if Adam came from Africa right here, then that means civilization, every single one is going to carry this DNA, because this DNA still remains in this land, right? Adam did not have a C in him. Did not have an H. Did not have an LT, NOP. That's the lie that they tell you so they can show themselves and hide themselves of who they were, right? The word tells you that Cain will hide himself. He's been hidden for a very long time. And it's the children, right? The anointed, right? The children of the light that's going to expose the darkness, not just the darkness of people, but the darkness of this world and the people that's controlling it. And they know this. They know this. It's you guys that's refusing to accept it because you have been brainwashed through religion and not understanding that religion stands for real legion, Real legions happens when you participate in any form of religion, because religion is division, a head-on collision for spiritual prison. And you wondering why brothers and sisters are still the tail and not the head. Okay? Okay? And every single religion has a European, a satanic ritual that you guys must partake in. Christianity makes you drink blood. Okay? Islam makes you pray and face the east. Okay? All things that is detrimental to the heavenly ones. And we know these things, but yet we refuse. We quick to point fingers for their wrongdoing and saying, look, man, you believe in, you celebrating Christmas, you celebrating Easter. But the feast of dedications falls in line with Christmas. Nobody put two and two together. Why would the heavenly one allow his feast days to be around the same time with the wicked? You guys are gonna say, nah, man, they copy us. No, you copying them. You're following them. You're gaining your information off the stuff that they told you, not the stuff that came from the heavens. Because how can the heavens have a communication with you when you're drinking blood? Where he clearly said that anybody that takes any manner of blood, doesn't matter. It says any manner. Right? Doesn't matter if it's metaphorical, doesn't matter if it's physical, doesn't matter if it's spiritual. Any manner, even if you think about it, you are a dove. You will be cut off from amongst the people. And guess what, Hebrews? You guys have been cut off. This is why you can't receive the truth. This is why you remain the tail. This is why you can't get ahead. This is why you all divided. This is why you all got different perspectives, different understanding. This is why you can't see and understand and hear what I'm saying. Because the word said, he that got eyes to see, let him see, ears to hear, let him hear. And all of these precepts was mentioned before that interjection of him taking blood. Make it make sense. Come on now. Okay? So Adam comes from Africa. That means everybody else must come from here. All right? Okay. Okay. So let's go back to here. All right? Okay? E1. This is Isaac. That means Esau gotta be E1. That means Akko B, because we know it's not Isis Ra'el. Like I said, every name that was changed in the word play a prominent role in all religion. Okay? So we know that his name was not changed to that. All right? If you guys need a full breakdown of the story, I'll do that for you. But I'll just leave you with this, right? The word after his name was changed to Isis, Ra, and El, right? It stated verbatim that your name will no longer be called Jacob, but Isis, Ra, El. But yet, all through the scripts, I can still see the name Jacob being mentioned. So you put the pieces together. All right? Okay? So the question remains to my Hebrew Israelite brothers. What DNA are you? Because if E1 B1 is in the Holy Land, and you saying that the Holy Land is Ham, and Adam was born in the place called Ham, so then that means Adam is a Ham. So what are you? That's homework. Don't take this information to try to dispute and argue. This is not a place for argue. This is a place for reasoning, because we need to reason. The elders taking it easy. Umdala's taking it easy, but not me. I'm just gonna land back and give my 1-2s, because people is still confused. And as a young man that came out of these organizations, right? I still got ties to brothers that I really genuinely care for and love, sisters that I care for and love. And I see that they still holding on to this Luciferian teachings that's causing us to fall and remain the tail and not the head. So I'm going to leave it as that, brothers and sisters. This is just homework. This is just homework for you guys to do. This is just homework for you guys to do. And if I'm lying and what I'm bringing forth isn't accurate, like I say all the time, then prove me wrong. Right? For the word said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm just here to set my people free. Right? We got one mission, and that one mission is to get the hood into the kingdom. You know why? Because we deserve it. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. I came to you guys live. Continue supporting. And for those that don't know who I am him, Mr. Keep My Foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed Heathenites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Father, say it one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.